you're going to want to watch this if you've been hustling in your love life the way that you've hustled in your business life. If you're constantly trying to make things happen, but it just isn't working, then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to dive in real deep into the real reason behind that forcing things from a place of fear, insecurity is holding you back, and how shifting into your feminine energy will finally allow you to receive the love that you deserve. I'm also going to throw in a bonus and explain why the mainstream people have the definition of masculine energy wrong. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Kim Velez. I'm a former trauma therapist. Now I am a transformation coach where I empower successful women to claim their worth in love. You can be successful in all areas of your life. So if you're interested in getting support below, check out the link or check out the links below, not support. Well, it's support below too, I guess. Check out the links below. So this is really important to understand because a lot of people who explain masculine and feminine energy, they do it halfway wrong, in my opinion. So what I have heard multiple times for over a decade now, what masculine energy is most people explain it that it's all about, taking action and hustling and getting shit done. And while that's true in some part, that is not masculine energy. I am a feminine business owner, right? I manifest money and success in my dream clients all day long in my business. I have to take action. I definitely do hustle in my business. So what is masculine energy? So I know and believe that masculine energy is really a form of self-sabotage. It's a version of yourself who is operating out of fear, a version of yourself who is so scared and insecure that they're trying to make things happen. You're forcing things in your 3D reality. People do this in business all the time. I operated like this in business when I first started my online coaching business because it was something I had never done. I was a trauma therapist. I had my own private practice, but to go online and step into this role as a coach, it was something different for me. So I was super busy doing lots of things, and I wasn't generating income. And it wasn't until I realized who the version of me was that was doing all the action. And so when I got my state of myself correct and I changed my self-concept of what it means for me to be an online coach, my business started taking off and I still was doing the same actions. So it's not about taking action and, is masculine. It's who's the version of you that's taking the action. So I wanted to clear that up because I think it's a disservice because, for example, I've always wanted to speak more in front of live audiences, like not just online, like actually in person. And I used to do it as a trauma therapist and I haven't done it in the 5 years of running my coaching business. I do everything online and I've been feeling really called to start that. So I've been offered an opportunity where I have to go speak at it's their own event and they're hiring me, flying me in to pay and speak at their event. And I'm going to start going around locally in my area, finding places for me to start doing my own in-person real events, in-person, not real, but in-person events, right? So I still have to take action in the 3D, right? I could have taken action in the 3D and go look at events and then never pull the trigger, but like I'm still going to take action, right? I still have to show up and speak. If I want to be on YouTube, I have to show up and make a video. So you have to understand that action is not masculine. It's the version of you that is determining if you're in feminine receiving, trusting mode, or you're in masculine force, insecure, fear mode. So that's really important to understand. And we do the same thing in love, babes. So you can find yourself constantly trying to make a relationship work, texting. You're the one that's always calling. You're the one that's always planning. You're the one that's being available at the last minute constantly, thinking that more effort will make things fall into place. But if you really look at what is driving you to constantly text, to always chase, to do all the calling, to do all the initiation, to make all the planning. Every woman I've ever spoken with, and men, that are always the ones that are pushing, and planning and reaching out constantly, and they'll send a text and then they don't get a text back. So then they're doubling texting and they're tripling texting, and they keep texting and not just letting the person come to them constantly. It's a version of them that is rooted in fear and insecurity that if they don't do these things, the person's going to forget about them. They may lose them. And so that's why you're trying to force. That is masculine energy, trying to force and manipulate an outcome because you don't trust and believe and know that it's going to work out in your favor somehow. So if you're acting from this place of fear or insecurity, if you're constantly worrying about whether you'll get the commitment or attention you want, you're creating more of the reality you don't want because your belief is driving those choices for you. You're forcing the outcome rather than trusting that you're worthy of love and it's on its way. And this is where a lot of you screw yourselves over in your love life. And I used to do it too, so I can call you out on it because I was the fucking queen of it. It's rooted in poor self-concept. You don't know you're worthy. You don't know you're amazing and incredible. And you don't believe that others can see that about you too, because if you did, then you would be super relaxed. You wouldn't be obsessing about this, anyone you're dating. You wouldn't be obsessing about if you're going to hear from them and feeling like you constantly need to initiate or you're going to be forgotten. And a lot of you gaslight yourselves when you're manifesting in love or you're dating someone, whether you already know them or you're calling in someone new. You gaslight yourselves because you think, as I'm reprogramming my self-concept, I can still do the same old behaviors. That's the version of me who's doing it out of fear and insecurity and unworthiness. No, that's not going to get you what you want. If that would get you what you want, then all of us would have gotten what we wanted with low self-concept and kept it. So you have to really look at who am I being so you can change you. You're your key. This is how you get everything you want. So the first step is always awareness, right? You have to notice when you're trying to force things. Notice, are your actions and your choices coming from fear rather than trust? Are they coming from you feeling and believing you're unworthy for what you want? Or are they coming from a place of worthiness and you know you really do deserve what you want? Are you texting someone constantly because you're afraid they'll lose interest? Are you working late hours because you don't believe success is on the way unless you hustle harder? Once you identify where your fear is driving your actions, you can start to shift it. So when we look at feminine energy, and the mainstream gets this right, they get the feminine part of, energy, right? I don't really like talking about it like that. But when you look at those types of principle that are in the law of attraction community, the feminine energy, right, is receiving, allowing, trusting, and just being, and worthiness, love, abundance, right? All these beautiful things. So this is where the work on your self-concept comes in. When you believe that you are inherently worthy of love and success, you don't have to force anything. You don't doubt things. You naturally move through life knowing that what you want is already on its way. What you want is inevitable. The key is to remind yourself daily that you are worthy just as you are, without needing to overwork, without needing to force something, without needing to overthink, and without needing to overdo. So you have to start practicing how to receive without guilt. I had to really work on this. A lot of women struggle with this because we're used to over giving and we're used to constantly doing. And when we start to receive things in a more easy, uneffortless way, that didn't even make sense. When we start to receive things in a more easy, effortless way, it can feel really weird because it's not normal for us. And so we're like, hold up. Somebody's just coming in and wanting to give me all these things. These clients are coming in and wanting to work with me and pay me all this money. These people that I'm dating are super, or there's one person, whatever, right? They're so into me. They're just, offering me the world. And it's like, if you're not used to that, if you're not used to not having a struggle, if you're not used to not overgiving, right? Then this is going to feel weird. You're going to experience levels of guilt. So you have to be aware of these things so you can catch it and nip it in the bud so that you don't manifest self-sabotage in your relationships. So some of the things you can do is daily affirmations of trust and worth, right? I trust that I'm worthy of love and success. I allow them to flow to me effortlessly. Pay attention to when you want to jump in and chase. Pay attention to when you're trying to force. Pay attention to when you're feeling scared and insecure and unworthy, and then do something different. And if you need help with tools and techniques and rituals and all kinds of things that you can do to alleviate, check out my brand new, very amazing, incredible courses below that are at a phenomenal fucking price that I don't know how much longer I'm going to have them at this price because it's like insane. I have like their range anywhere between like 15 and 20 modules. There's workbooks, guided visualizations, all kinds of techniques and many different things, but all the answers are down there for you. So you need to understand how to release the need to control every outcome. You all have to break your pattern of judging the middle. This is how you move. Once you work on you have to become self-aware, learn how to work through your triggers, change your self-concept. Then manifesting gets to be real fucking easy and effortless. And then you can really start understanding and implementing not judging the middle, because a lot of you think because one circumstance unfolded in a way that you did not prefer, that means you're not going to get what you want. And that is not true at all. At all. So it's time to stop hustling for love out of fear and insecurity, because you ain't going to get what you want that way. You're worthy of receiving everything you desire just by being you, because you are enough. And you need to shift out of trying to control and manipulate, because that is a version of you who doesn't know their worth and value and is scared and trying to control things. And then you want to be the version of you who's in her feminine stance, her goddess self of I am deserving and worthy and enough, and everything flows to me easily and effortlessly, and watch it start to happen. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.